1. When training candidates for the Chartered Market Technician (CMT) test, which adult learning principle is best applied to ensure retention of technical charting concepts? A. Rote memorization of patterns. B. Active engagement with real-world market scenarios. C. Relying solely on instructor-led lectures. D. Limiting feedback to summative assessments. 2. In curriculum development for the CMT test, what is the most effective way to integrate evaluation methods? A. Use only standardized practice exams. B. Combine formative assessments with applied technical analysis projects. C. Assess candidates only at the end of the course. D. Focus exclusively on peer evaluation. 3. A mentor is guiding a candidate through Elliott wave analysis. Which mentoring technique aligns with adult learning theory? A. Providing step-by-step answers to each charting scenario. B. Encouraging independent interpretation before offering feedback. C. Correcting every mistake immediately during practice. Avoiding learner-led discussions. 4. Which evaluation method best measures a candidate's ability to apply CMT test knowledge to real markets? A. Multiple choice questions only. B. Case studies requiring market trend analysis. C. True-false recall assessments. D. Flashcard memorization drills. 5. In developing a CMT preparatory curriculum, which approach best supports regulatory compliance with testing standards? A. Designing assessments strictly from prior exam questions. E. Ensuring alignment with official CMT Association learning objectives. C. Allowing instructors to use only personal trading strategies. D. Limiting content to commonly used textbooks. 6. During a practice session, a learner struggles with Fibonacci retracement application. Which communication strategy is most effective? A. Providing a lecture on retracements. B. Using visual demonstrations on real price charts. C. Referring only to textbook definitions. D. Delaying explanation until the final review. 7. In adult learning, feedback for CMT candidates should primarily be A. Immediate and constructive. B. Delayed and summative. C. Minimal and indirect. D. Focused only on incorrect answers. 8. When teaching market indicators, which instructional strategy best accommodates adult learners? A. Providing formulas without interpretation. E. Relating indicators to recent market events. C. Forcing memorization of historical data. D. Eliminating interactive discussions. 9. What is the most effective evaluation method to determine if candidates can synthesize multiple indicators into a trading decision? A. Short quizzes on definitions. E. Performance-based tasks using simulated trading. C. Peer grading of written summaries. D. Oral recall of indicator formulas. 10. In curriculum design for the CMT test, which step ensures systematic alignment of instructional goals? A. Writing learning outcomes first, then aligning content and assessments. E. Selecting textbooks before identifying learning goals. C. Designing assessments before defining objectives. D. Allowing mentors to design lessons based on personal preferences. 11. A mentor working with a CMT candidate should prioritize which mentoring approach? A. Building reflective practice through guided questioning. Delivering direct answers to all queries. C. Minimizing contact to promote independence. D. Standardizing all feedback without personalization. 12. When facilitating peer discussions in CMT prep classes, what is the most effective adult learning strategy? A. Encouraging debate over chart interpretations. B. Limiting discussions to avoid disagreement. C. Assigning one viewpoint as correct. D. Replacing discussion with silent reading. 13. Which type of communication is most effective in helping candidates grasp advanced concepts, such as intermarket analysis? A. Technical jargon-heady presentations. B. Analogies connected to real financial events. C. One-way reading assignments. D. Exclusive reliance on online glossaries. 14. Which regulatory compliance factor must be considered in developing CMT exam preparation materials? A. Intellectual property restrictions on past exam content. B. Inclusion of instructors' proprietary trading systems. C. Limiting assessments to one region's markets. D. Removing official references to CMT association policies. 15. Which evaluation method most accurately reflects a candidate's readiness for the CMT test? A. Self-assessment without external feedback. B. Ongoing performance reviews using simulated portfolios. C. Memorization of practice exam answers. D. Group presentations without assessment criteria. 16. In applying adult learning principles, the role of the CMT instructor is best described as A. Knowledge transmitter. B. Facilitator of critical inquiry and self-directed learning. C. Sole evaluator of learner performance. D. Gatekeeper of exam questions. 17. What is the most effective way to mentor CMT candidates struggling with statistical indicators? A. Walk through multiple examples collaboratively. B. Tell them to reread the textbook. C. Provide only the correct formula to memorize. Avoid spending extra time on weaker areas. 18. When designing formative assessments for CMT prep, what should be the primary goal? A. To diagnose gaps and guide future learning. B. To provide a final grade. C. To compare candidates competitively. To replace summative evaluation. 19. A learner-centered communication strategy in CMT instruction should A. Emphasize open-ended questions. B. Focus on instructor monologues. C. Avoid interactive feedback. D. Stress memorization. 20. In a CMT preparatory course, how can curriculum development best ensure inclusivity? A. Incorporate diverse market examples across global contexts. B. Focus only on U.S. equity markets. C. Use a single textbook for all learners. D. Eliminate learner contributions. 21. Which evaluation strategy best aligns with competency-based learning in CMT preparation? A. Measuring mastery through applied charting exercises. B. Prioritizing test completion speed. C. Grading based solely on attendance. D. Emphasizing recall of terminology. 22. When mentoring, which feedback method is most supportive of adult learners preparing for the CMT test? A. Highlighting errors while suggesting improvement strategies. B. Giving only positive reinforcement. C. Correcting mistakes without explanation. D. Offering feedback months after assessments. 23. In CMT curriculum development, why is backward design recommended? It ensures instruction aligns with exam competencies and outcomes. B. It allows for flexible, unstructured teaching. C. It minimizes the need for assessments. D. It eliminates the need for learner engagement. 24. Which communication style is most effective when teaching diverse adult learners technical analysis concepts? A. Clear, context-rich, and adapted to learner needs. B. Strictly formula-based delivery. C. Rigid lecture without discussion. D. Exclusive reliance on advanced jargon. 25. To maintain regulatory compliance, instructors of CMT prep programs should A. Ensure content does not replicate copyrighted CMT exam questions. Share proprietary exam answers with learners. C. Base the curriculum only on personal experience. D. Provide outdated materials. 26. What mentoring strategy is most effective for helping learners connect theory to practice in CMT exam preparation? A. Guiding them through real-time market simulations. B. Recommending rote memorization of indicators. C. Avoiding applied examples. D. Assigning only textbook readings. 27. In evaluating CMT candidates' analytical skills, which method best captures higher-order thinking? A. Scenario-based market forecasting tasks. B. Matching terms with definitions. C. Yes-no quizzes on indicators. D. Time drills on chart labeling. 28. Which adult learning principle is reflected when learners are asked to bring their own market experiences into CMT discussions? A. Self-directed learning. E. Passive observation. C. Authority dependence. D. Memorization-focused learning. 29. When teaching risk management for the CMT test, which instructional strategy promotes learner engagement? A. Case studies of market failures and successes. B. Memorization of risk formulas only. C. Exclusive instructor lectures. D. Peer-free learning environments. 30. A candidate frequently misinterprets moving averages. What is the best instructional response? A. Use guided practice with progressively challenging charts. B. Instruct them to repeat formula memorization. C. Avoid addressing misconceptions directly. D. Postpone feedback until final assessments.